This is Ask Endy Anything. Do you sleep better in a relationship?
I actually have a hard time with this one, so I'm open to any suggestions. I'm a very particular sleeper, and I'm always running marathons in my sleep, so I'm kicking, okay? It's like Karate Kid. I don't know, I don't think anybody could stand to sleep near me other than my French bulldog.
Okay, so my boyfriend snores, so sometimes it does, wake me up in the middle of the night. But then also I feel like he is like a giant teddy bear. It's nice to sleep with a partner because you feel that like emotional connection.
I think a lot of couples really, really want to sleep together. So whether or not your preference would be to sleep together probably is impeded in many ways by like the patterns of your partner. If your partner moves a lot, if they snore a lot, if they tend to be up through the night, I think a lot of couples find the relational intimacy, like sleeping together, to be a component of the security, the relational attachment that they have.
I've got here that 42% of Canadians actually cite snoring as one of the roadblocks to getting, good sleep with their partner.
And I bet you the population in question there is predominantly women. So even unfortunately for women, you guys suffer more because typically men are the ones that are guilty of snoring. There are a whole whack of reasons why. There are some physiological, like structural differences in the way that men's bodies are oriented.
Like
There's also
what?
differences. So like even just the way that they retain muscle mass, just differences in kind of how the constriction of the neck occurs, that it's going to predispose them toward having a bit more constriction in their airway, and so they're more likely to snore. Find that typically finding a posture, like a specific sleep posture that keeps your airway nice and open, that you can maintain good airflow is one of the things that you can do. I don't necessarily think I'd call that a compromise, it's just like a beneficial thing to do. But hopefully it will help your partner sleep a bit more soundly as well.
One thing that we tend to sort of recommend to some of our customers is to, if they have an adjustable bed, sleep with a slight elevation. Now you could achieve that with a bed that moves, right? Or stacking pillows, something like a customizable pillow that allows you to adjust, how thick or how firm it is.
In general, you want to maintain a sleep posture in a position that keeps your airway nice and open. Typically what we're going for, and typically this is something that the products also are made to help enhance, is this just like neutral spine position where your chin isn't necessarily significantly elevated or significantly depressed that would constrict your airway at all, but just a position that you can maintain neutrality and seems to be the best.
I've actually heard some of our customers prefer to sleep in separate rooms.
There's been a term that's been popularized fairly recently called sleep divorce, where you get this divergence in your relationship only related to sleep. So obviously the constitutional elements of your relationship stay intact, but for the purpose of getting a good night's sleep, for the purpose of feeling recharged, emotionally healthy, not having a tendency to snap at your partner because you're not rested and you haven't gotten a good night's sleep, that divergence where you go to separate rooms, sleep in separate beds, seems to help some people. You need to get a good night's sleep, otherwise it impacts other areas of your life.
I do know a lot of people, not just like customers and people I just talk to in life, that do say they do that. Between certain hours, they just aren't getting the rest they need. So I think it could be really healthy for some relationships.
I think that if I was in that position, I would have to, but it would be for their benefit because I am the problematic sleeper. I am the problem. So I would be on my own little island, just me and my dog, who are both problematic.
Have you ever heard of the Scandinavian sleep method?
No.
We have a couple that sleep on the same mattress but under different duvets or covers or whatever the case may be. Like I could see there being an argument for something like our Muslim blanket. That's my favorite product. And
So good.
You had two different temperatures, like one person ran a little bit hot and one person ran a little bit cold. I think that would actually be a really good option. For me personally, it could be 30 degrees out and I have a full duvet on top of me because I need the blankets, sweating or not.
What I'm hearing, I guess there's sort of a common thread here, is that if it works for you, then it works. It doesn't necessarily have to look the way that, we expect it to look.
Yeah, it's in your private sleep space. It's whatever works for you.